So, in today webinar, we are going to discuss the backend part of Power BI, which is itself a Power Query. And I will tell you basically what is Power Query. Power Query is a hidden power of Power BI or Excel. In this Power Query tool, what we need to do, we need to simply build a report once, and next time we need to refresh it only. That's it. While in VBA, we need to click on macro button and enable content, but here we don't need to click anywhere. Whenever we are going to simply right click and refresh on it, and our file will automatically get update. Now let me tell you what is Power BI, how we can connect with Power Query, how it is as same as your Excel file. So let's discuss this. So if you will see this Power BI is nothing just a visualization tool. Now you will see visualization can also be done through Excel file. Means Excel and Power BI both can do this visualization simultaneously. But the why is the need of Power BI in that case? If you will see, Excel and Power BI both are tools for the visualization, but Excel is a not dynamic tool. Whenever, let's say, I am creating a dashboard on Excel file, it means what will happen next time, we need to simply share that file to someone else, or we need to upload that file on the Google Drive, OneDrive, whatever the case may be. But in the case of Power BI, let's say I am creating one dashboard over here, and next time, what I need to do, I need to simply share the link to anyone. Let's say me and my colleague is working on the same dashboard. He want to see the dashboard at the end of the day, or my boss want to see the dashboard at the end of the day. What I will do, I will simply share the link if I'm using Power BI or any kind of software which is a visualization tool like Tableau. So here we are going to talk about Power BI. Then we are going to discuss about the Power Query, which is the backend of Power BI and Excel itself. Now I have told you the difference between our Power BI and the Excel file. And you will see here we have more differences between these two utilities. You will see Excel. We all know Excel from our article chip era, and you will see Excel is easy to learn because we are used to it, and it is cost effective. And you will see every time whenever you are purchasing a window or any desktop or any laptop, Excel is inbuilt in it, and you can simply take the advantage of that Excel. But Power BI has some extra cost to it, and the more benefit of it is first of all cloud. Whenever we are taking a license of Power BI, so we are simply getting the some storage from of the cloud, and again it is a beneficial in visualization, and it has more security than Excel file. Means let's say I am sharing my dashboard with someone else, and if I'm using Excel file, he or she can change that dashboard and change the master file from the backend. But whenever we are talking about the Power BI, it can't change because we are sharing the link to that person. It means that link will only allow the user to simply connect with the dashboard, but it can't change the dashboard from the front end. Now you will see data size. In Excel, we have only 10 lakh rows around. Now in Power BI, we can even handle more data whenever we are dealing with the dashboard. Let's say I am simply creating a data in Excel, which is let's say 2 lakh rows or 3 lakh rows. Excel may hang, but in Power BI, we will simply connect. We will even not connect that Power BI with the Excel. We will simply connect the Power BI with the SAP software or the Oracle software. You will see, and it will fetch the SAP software data directly, and we can simply create the dashboard next time. Suppose at the end of the day, someone has updated the entry, or someone has updated the trial balance or anything. Next time, what we need to do, we need to simply update. We need to simply refresh on that dashboard, and our link will automatically get update. So that's how Power BI is going to work, and that's why we are going to giving a thumbs up to Power BI. Now, Power BI is the downloading part of Power BI is as simple as simply we can search on Google Power BI. And now Power BI 32-bit is not supporting at all. Even you can simply go to your Microsoft Office store like this and search here Power BI. Due to some limited internet connectivity, it is working quite slow. And we can simply search over here, Power BI, and you will see here we have inbuilt Power BI. So this is a free desktop version we are using over here. And the beauty of it is, if we are using Office 365 in our office, then we can even publish that Power BI report to the cloud, because we are already getting a 365. It means we are getting some cloud space. So we can publish our dashboard on that cloud, which is available through the Power BI. So this is the Power BI. Now let me just tell about what is Power Query, what is Power BI, and what is the chapter around. What is the chapter which we are going to discuss over here today. So this is the main fundamental of Power BI, and this is the main key process understanding. Now let's say I am talking about Power BI over here is. Now let's say I want to create a dashboard from Power BI, and you will see here we have dashboard, and I want to create this dashboard from the Power BI file. But let's say I don't know the transformation part. Let's say I am making a dashboard from the sales, which is fetching through the SAP software. Let's say sale is belong to May month, and next time I will connect the software once again, and it will fetch the sales of June month. So that's the process will go on. Now, what I'm going to do? I am simply going to connect my Power BI with this SAP software. Now, what will happen here when you are connecting any software with the Power BI? It means Power BI will automatically fetch the data from the software. Now, since we are not, since we don't know Power Query and DAX, we simply know the Excel file. What we will do? We will simply export that sales of the May month from the SAP software to the Excel file. Then we are going to make pivot table, or we are going to let's say fetch some data on it. Then we are going to upload on Power BI. Then we can make a dashboard. This is not useful at all, because this is not real time. It means what is the disadvantage here is we are simply downloading data from the SAP to the Excel, and then we are uploading to the Power BI. Then we are making a dashboard. This additional step does not make any sense. In that case, we can simply we can simply create dashboard from the Excel file directly. But it is not real time. Let's say in the next month, since Excel file is connected only for the May month. So next time what we need to do? We need to simply download the data for the June month and upload here on the Excel file. And again, we need to work on the same thing. And here the dashboard will going to means that's how we're going to make a dashboard from the Excel file. But let's say you are not well versed with the Excel. So what we can do, we can simply connect our SAP software from to Power BI. Now next time what will happen? It will automatically fetch the data of the June month also. Now we have let's say 3-month data, April, May, June, and next time we have 4-month data. It will automatically, it is going to fetch the data, and it will automatically make the dashboard. Now whenever we are creating a raw data, we are fetching a raw data from the software. It means what will happen in that case? We need to do some working on it. Let's say I have a data of the sales. Now I want to find out the sales greater than 15 of the means greater than 15th day of that month. Let's say I want to fetch out this sales of from the 16 to 30th, because my business is supporting peak season to 16 to 30, or let's say second half month. So I need to filter out that sale using Power BI. But Power BI does not have any transformational tool like Excel and so on. But Power BI can transform your data from the two things. Two utilities here we have in the Power BI to transform the data. First is Power Query, which is a programming language if we are if we don't know the programming, we can simply use graphical user interface, which I'm going to show here today, and we can simply use Power Query here. And the second thing is DAX. DAX is data expression language, which is I am simply calling it as Excel. So Excel of Power BI. It is as same as, it is 70% same as your Excel file, Excel formulas, but 30% is still different. So we need to understand Power Query over here. Power Query is nothing, just a transformation tool which is going to convert your data into a dashboard. And which data I'm talking about, which is fetching by the Power BI. So here is the process, just a conversion tool, which is a Power Query, and we are going to make a dashboard. Now, next time, what we need to do, we need to simply refresh it, and our dashboard will get updated. That's the process we are going to understand over here. Now, let me just open my Power BI. So here is the Power BI. I have already opened it. Let me just reopen it. So I have closed my Power BI, and you will see I have already downloaded my Power BI from the Microsoft software. And if you are, let's say, searching on the Google, you need to download the 64-bit from that Google. I'm just opening my Power BI. Let me show you how we can connect our data from the Power BI. Let's say I am simply presuming here we have some files. Let's say I am talking about this customer lookup file, and which is a master file from the SAP software, which I have downloaded. Here now I am my Power BI is open now. Now, to connect any data source to Power BI, we need to simply click on this blank report, and you will see here we have get data, and you will see what we need to do. We need to simply connect any sources. Let's say if you will see more, here we can connect any kind of data. You can see SAP is here, Oracle is here, Data Mart is here, SQL database is here, Azure is here. If you will see Microsoft Fabrics tools are here, and the sake of simplicity, Excel file is here. So I am presuming my Excel file is downloaded from this SAP software, and I'm going to import that Excel file into Power BI. You can simply presume like we are connecting our SAP software directly to the Power BI. So that's how we're going to deal with it. Now let me show you my customer lookup file. So here is my customer lookup file, which is nothing, just a master file of the all the customer in my SAP software. And you will see here is the first name, here is the last name, here is the gender, age, email, phone number, education, occupation, and this is a completely master file. And you will see this file is very long. Here we have 400 customers in it. Now we are going to import this file into Power BI and understand what Power Query does to Power BI. Now, just don't save it. I'm going to import this file and into Power BI, and you will see here we have get data from the, and you will see here we have, this is not an Excel file, this is a comma separated value file. So we need to simply go to text and CSV and simply select this and paste it over here and open. Now it is connecting my file, and you will see it takes some times because it read all the data. And now this is the beauty of this Power BI. It is asking me two things. First is load, and second is transform data. Whenever I am clicking on this load part, it will simply take you to the DAX part, not to the Power Query part. Both are the transformation tool, so you can make the dashboard from Power Query directly, and we can simply transform our data from the DAX file. But if we are clicking on load, it will go to the DAX, and if we are clicking on transform, it will go to the Power Query. Now here we have transform data, so I'm clicking on it, transform data. So this is the backend of your Power BI. And you can see this is a Power Query editor, and here we have a Power BI Power Query in the backend of this Power BI, and you can simply check this. And this is as same as your Excel file. Now let me do the same activity in the Excel also. So here I'm opening my Excel file. So whenever I am dealing with the Excel or Power BI, I simply say 70% data transformation is as same as your Excel file. So simply just click on this Excel file, and you can see here we have data tab once again, data, and here we have get data from the multiple sources. And you can see here we have from file, from text and CSV. So it is doing the same thing which Power BI does. It takes some times because Power Query has Power Query generally reads data from scratch. So that's why it's take time. So here I'm going to simply connect this customer lookup over here. And it is now connecting to the Power Query. And you can see here we have load and transform data. Now, if I'm clicking on load, it will simply load the data into Excel file in this Excel file. And if I'm simply clicking on this transform data, it will go in the backend, which is Power Query itself. Now you will see Power Query in the Excel file. So this is again Power Query editor in the Excel, and you will see, let me just put this here and this one. Here we have Excel file. So it is not allowing me to put Excel file over here, but I can show you by pressing Alt tab. So here you can see Power Query Editor, Home, Transform, Add Column, View, Tools, Help. And in the Excel file, we have same feature. You can see Home, Transform, Add, View, and other things are help is there, but I don't need any help here. And you can see here we have the same things. In the Transform, if you will check, all the things are here. In the Transform tab, again, the same thing is here. So it means whenever I am dealing with the Power Query is as same as your Excel file or the Power BI. It means there is no difference at all in the both utility. Now, I am going to deal with this Power Query, and I will tell you how Power Query is different from the Excel file and how Power Query transform your data into fine results. So this is the understanding of this Power Query. Now let me just try to transform some data over here. And you will see here we have customer data. Now let me just close my Excel file because it will going to confuse me. Now simply discard this and here. So I am in the Power BI, and in the backend, I am in the Power Query Editor. Now, what I want, let's say I want to capitalize each and every word of the first name. So if you will see, here we have first name and here we have last name. And you will see here we have two tabs, which is first is transform and second is add column. Now, let's say if you want to add a new column from this first name, what I'm going to do, I am going to capitalize every first name. And let's say if you want to add a new column for that, then you need to choose this add column. If you want to modify your old data, then you need to click on this transform. This is the key difference between these two. So I can simply convert this first name into a capitalized case. You can see here we have uh, some kind of things, format, extract, phase, and you will see here we have format and uppercase. This process is called as graphical user interface, which is I'm dealing from the front end. So I'm simply clicking on this uppercase, and you will see each word has been capitalized. In Excel, what we do, we simply use upper function for that, but here we don't need to use any upper function. It is simply graphical user interface feature. We can simply convert that feature into that name into capitalized word. But now we need to understand some more step in the Power Query, and you will see when we have load our data into when we have transformed our data into Power Query, So it is creating each and every step over here. Source, this was my original source. So what it has done, it has promoted headers. You will see my headers is here. So my header has been promoted from here to here. Now what it is doing, it is changing my type. In Power Query, data type is very, very important. You will see here it is a age which is showing as ABC. Now it means if you are going to add anything to it, it is not going to process because it is treating as text. ABC means text, 1 2 3 means numbers. So Power Query by default change our type, data type, and you will see by changing type, it has converted that ABC into 1 2 3. And the last step we have done that, which is the uppercase of the first name. So here we don't have any control Z option. So let's say I want to make my first name as it is with the original one. So what I will do, I will simply say, cross this and I will simply go back, and here you can see my first name is here once again. Now let me just convert this into that uppercase once again. So here we have uppercase and one step is here. Now, one more thing we need to understand in the Power Query, which is very, very important thing. Let's say here I'm on the home tab, and in the home tab, here we have advanced editor. So Power Query keeps the trail of every steps. Means whenever we are dealing with any steps, Power Query keep the trail. Let me show you this advanced editor and you will understand what I'm talking about. And you can see it is coding my each and every step in the backend. We can call it as log also, or we can call it as programming language. The Power Query is based on this code language. Now, if we don't know how to transform this data, how to transform any thing, then we can simply go to our chat GPT or AI model, when we can simply ask for the code, which I'm simply going to paste over here. I will show you the example of that also. And I can simply copy that here, and it will simply transform my data to as per my need. So here we can, if I'm going to delete this step, so it is going to this step on, once again. But here you need to understand is that is means let me just talk about once again. Here I'm talking about is, let me, if I'm going to delete these steps, so what is going to happen here, it will revert back to the is this steps. It means this step will go from here because it is logging every step in the backend, and that's how your advanced editor is going to create a log of every single step. Now click on done. So that's how your advanced editor is going to perform. Now let me just talk about some more Power Query basics over here. Now let me just load some more data into Power Query, then we will understand how Power Query is going to perform our data. And I'm going to simply click on this close and apply. If I'm clicking on this close and apply, in Excel we have close and load. It will simply load my data into Power BI. And you will see my data is loading into Power BI. And you can see this is the report view, but I can't see anything because this is a visualization tool. Here we need to simply update charts and all the things. And if you will see table view, here you can see my data. And just click on it. And here you can see my first name is in the capitalized word. But if you will see my original Excel file, it is still in the proper case. Means now the beauty is, next time SAP will provide this data into this proper sense, but Power BI will automatically capitalize each and every word because of that step which we have dealt with in the Power Query. So this is the beauty. What we need to do next time, we need to simply refresh from here, and you can see here we have home tab and here we have refresh. So it will automatically refresh that thing from there to here. Let me show you also. So let's say in the customer lookup, someone has updated the first name. So here is the first name, which is Vikal and Jan. Let me just save this and close this. So Power BI is here, and we don't need to update this. We need to simply refresh it. Refresh. I think some problem is here. Let me just go to the Power Query once again. Refresh preview, and you can see my data was not refreshed actually. Here we have Vikal Jain, and here we have Vikal Jain. Let me just close and apply once again. Refresh. Let me just search Vikal Jain over here. Vikal. Here it is. It has sorted my data into some case, but data is here. It means my data is still refreshed. See, whenever we are dealing with the Power BI, we don't need to care about this data because we need to simply work on the dashboard, and dashboard part is here. So no one will care about how you have made the dashboard, what is the data in the backend, but simply everyone will care about the results from that dashboards. So that's how we are going to deal with it. Now I'm going to load one more file, and I'm going to show the transformation from the Power Query once again. We are going to deal with the Power Query here again and again. And here we have get data and Excel workbook. And here we have text and CSV. So I'm going to simply load and text and CSV. And here we have calendar lookup. This time, and you will see the file. This time we have only date column in this file. You can see the date column is here, transform data. Now my all dates will automatically converted into dates because of the Power Query conversion tab. And you will see my date tab is here, and this calendar is here because now it is showing that your data type has been changed to dates. Now let's say I want to do some activities here. Let's say I want to transform this data into, let's say you will see here we have date. Here we have date. For the numbers, here we have tools. For the text, here we have tools. And for the dates, here we have dates. Now, let's say I want to find out the end of the month of every date. End of the month of every date. In Excel, we need to use a function and all the thing. Here here we are going to simply use end of the month, and you will see my date has been converted into end of the month. And let's say again I want to add a new column here instead of this step. So it's I can simply add that new column, add column, and here we have date and end of the month. This time is it is going to add a new column which is from this data. Now this time Power BI shows both the columns simultaneously, but our raw data would have only one single column, which is this. Now I'm going to load this data, close and apply. And you can see my data is here once again, calendar lookup. Here it is. Now the beauty is, let's say if I'm going to create a metric visual over here, let's say here is the matrix visual. Matrix visual is as same as your pivot table. So here is it is row, it is column, it is values, it is filter, and this is just giving a look of pivot table. So calendar lookup, and you can see here we have end of the month. And if I'm going to simply load that row here, so my year is here, and it is quarter. It is January, February, March. Let me just close this. Let me show you the problem in it also. See, whenever we are dealing with the Power BI, Power BI automatically convert your dates into hierarchy system like Excel pivot table. So you can see we can even disable it because of the this hierarchy. We are simply getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you will see here we have option to disable it, option and settings, options. And here we have in the current file, if you want to change anything, you can simply go to current file. And if you want to apply globally, means in your system, whenever your Power BI next time whenever your Power BI is going to open next time, it means the setting will already there because you have made the global setting. So I'm making a setting in the current file data load, and it is here time intelligence. Because of this single feature, this is doing hierarchy system in your data. So I'm disabling it, but this data would be there. And you can see my hierarchy has gone, and end of the month of every date is appearing, but you can see my original data was like this. And here we have end of the month. Because of the pivot table feature, we are getting this data here, but our original data was in that single form only. See, we have just saw the two example of date conversion and text conversion. If anyone had doubt, you can simply ask in the chat box. We will simply take the doubt from these two tools. Now, we are going to talk about more in Power Query, and let me just load my data once again. Let's say you have already loaded your data in Power BI. Now you want to go back into Power Query. How you can do that? Simply go to Home tab, and here we have Transform Data. Transform, you can say it as it is a synonym of your Power Query. So whenever we are seeing your transform word, it means Power Query by default. So transform data, and you can see here we have transform data once again. First is calendar lookup, sorry, customer lookup, and second is calendar lookup. Now we can do some more activities with the calendar lookup. So here we have calendar lookup. Now let's say I want to just extract the name of the month. So here we have date. In the transform, here we have name of the month, and you can see here we have name of the month, and so on. Now if you want to split any column, let's say here we have customer lookup, and you will see here we have email IDs. Now I want to split this email ID from this at the rate single option. This is as same as your text to column in Power Query, in Excel, sorry. What I'm going to do, I'm going to split this email ID into two parts. First is your name, and second is your domain name. So simply I'm going to select on it, and here we have split columns, split column by delimiter, and simply click on this. And here we have custom. Now let me just show you. Here we have comma, equal sign, semicolon, because at the rate is not here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to simply type at the rate and click OK. And you can see my data has been split into two parts. But this is again, this feature is available in Excel. Now, what is not available in Excel and which is extra available in Power Query? Let's understand that. So let me just close this. And now let me just show you some more files, and I will tell you why Power Query is totally different with your Excel file. And here we have new folder. Now let's say here we have this data. You will see these are the four reasons. And now here you can see the name beside to it, which is Karina Casey and so on. So many names in the North region. Let's say you can also presume it as sales executive or the client. Let's say you are making a dashboard of your CA practice. So you have a client in four regions: North, East, West, and South. Now you want to, let's say you have made a list in the North region. Now you want to split that data in the vertical form, not in the horizontal form. Horizontal can be deal with your text to column. So if I'm going to simply select the column and I'm going to use text to column, it is going to break my data into columnar part. But if you want to split this data like like this. So let's say my first name would be Karina Casey. So my first name would be like this, and second name would be this. So I want to split my data from this to this, and the reason would be the same in both the cases because both clients are only available in the north region. Now we can do the same activity by using Power Query, but we can do the same activity by Excel. But here we need to apply some more functions because we need to split the data, we need to transpose it, we need to paste the note into every cell. So those are the activity we need to done in the Excel file. But here in the Power Query, we don't need to do anything. We can simply split our columns like this. Let me show you how. So simply delete this and save this and close this. And now I'm going to load this data into Power Query, and how I'm going to show you how we can do the same activity in the Power Query. So here in the Power BI, I'm going to load my data once again, get data from the Excel file. Now this time this file is not CSV file. This time this file is your Excel file. Let me show you all files. Sorry, this file is again your CSV file. So split data into rows. I'm loading this. Now, what is the target? I want to split my data into multiple rows, not into multiple columns. So here we have transform data. Transform data means Power Query. So now I want to split this. Now you can see what Power Query has done. If I'm going to show you the data once again, here is the data. First row is the header. Sometimes Power Query automatically converted header into header, but here Power Query did not promote your header from here to here. Now what we need to do, we need to do the same exercise manually. So we can promote our header from here to here directly from the graphical user interface. How we can do that? So you can see here we have option in the home tab, first row as header. So we can simply put this row to the header and first row as header. And you can see my row has promoted to the header, and you will see here it has also shown as promoted header. Now I want to split this data into row form. How I will do it? Simply select this, and here we have transform, split column, and split by delimiter. Let's say delimiter is comma. So delimiter is comma, and you can see here we have advanced option. If I'm going to click on this, and here we have this time row option available in the Power Query, which is not easily available in the Excel file. So I'm going to simply click on this row and OK, and you can see my data has been transformed into long format, which is this. All name are appearing here and reason is automatically here, and we can simply load this data into Power BI, simply close and apply, and this data is going to load into Power BI like this. So my data has been loaded. You can see from here we have loaded data here, and raw file was showing my name as comma separated values, but this time it is showing my data into long format, which is easily converted through Power Query. Now, I want to show you one more benefit of Power Query. Let me just open a raw Excel file because that file is not available over here. Now, let me show you, let's say we have some names. Let's say my name is Vikal Jain. Now, let's say here we have, let's say Om Prakash. So I'm taking simply two names and I'm saving this file into that folder. So I'm saving this file as names. Close this. Now I'm going to load this file. What I'm going to do with the Power BI or Power Query. Power Query has one more ability to split this name into two parts. You can see here we have first name and last name. First name and last name both are separated by the lower letters and the upper letters. So Power Query can split that data into two parts. Let me show you in the Excel file this time, not in the Power BI, because Power Query is available in both the tools. So we can take the advantage in both the tools. So let me just show you how we can do that. Simply put cursor anywhere and you will see here we have data, and you can see here we have from table and range. Table is dynamic and range is not dynamic. It is asking me, do you have any header? Yes, my table has header. Click OK. My data is loaded in the Power Query. Now I want to split my first name and last name separately. How we can do that? Simply select this, and here we have transform tab and split columns, and you will see here we have lowercase to uppercase and uppercase to lowercase. So we can simply select on this lowercase to uppercase, and you can see lowercase to uppercase is working fine. If there would be, let's say, middle name also, it will split my that name. So that's how you can split names without space easily. So simply close and load. If I'm going to click on this close and load, it is going to load my data into new sheet. Let's say I want to load my data into existing sheet. So I can simply close and load to, and it is asking me what do you want to do with the data. Do you want to load the table? Do you want to load the pivot table? It means I don't need to load the data into Excel file. I can simply create the pivot table from the data also. So here we have existing worksheet. Now let's say I'm going to load my data here, and okay. My data has been loaded. Now let me show you the beauty of this once again. Here we have let's say K C, let's say Kamal Chand Pandey. So this time here we have three names. Now let me show you how it is working fine. Refresh, and it is showing me first and second name because I have loaded my data, and you will see in the backend. Now what is the what error we have done here? And if you will see, if you will double click on it, sorry, just close this, and if I'm going to split by lowercase to uppercase, this time it has done the three things. So let me just load this data once again by splitting into three separate columns, lowercase to uppercase, and close and load. Now my data has been refreshed. Now it means whenever we are loading our data into Power Query, it is automatically refreshed by rows. But whenever we are updating any column in Power Query, it means it is not going to update that dynamically. We need to right click, we need to reopen our Power Query, reprocess our data, and do the same activity using Power Query. So that's how we can split our names. Now let me show you two or three or more activities which we can do by using Power Query, which we can't do from the Excel file. So close this. If you have any doubt from this, you can ask your questions. So here we have product categories. Now you can see, let me just expand this. And this is the date, this is product category, this is North region, this is Central region, this is South region. Here we have three regions only. Now Power Query has one more feature to unpivot your data. I am spelling correct, means Excel file can make your data into pivot table, but that pivot table can easily be converted into unpivot table through your Power Query feature. How? Let me show you in Power BI. So I'm going to load this file in Power BI. Here I'm going to load my Excel file, get data from text and CSV. Here we have product category sales unpivot demo. Click on this. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to unpivot my data. It means I am going to reshape my data into original form. So this data is built from the pivot table, raw pivot table, and I can simply convert this data into raw form by using this pivot table. So transform data once again, because this feature is only available in this Power Query, not in the Excel, not in the DEX. So here we have, you will see here we have unpivot columns, which is easily available in Power Query, not in Excel file. So how we can do that? Simply select the column which you want to unpivot, which you want to convert into normal data. So here I'm going to select these three columns and I'm going to click on this unpivot columns. And you will see my data has easily be converted into again long format, raw data format, and this data. Now we can put a pivot table, or we can put a matrix here, and we can simply take the advantage of this column once again. Simply close and load this. Close and apply. Why it is not closing? Why it is not closing? So here I have closed this. Refresh, apply, change. Now you can see sometimes it generates some errors because of the data set. And you will see here we have split data and here we have unpivot data. Let me show you from the backend. And if I simply click on this, you can see here we have date, product category, unpivot data, attribute, and values. Now if I'm going to use the matrix once again, matrix. Now what I need to do, I need to simply select this unpivot data. And if I will select this attribute here in the raw form, so it will allow me to see my data into raw form, which was not available easily in your pivot table. We need to use some functions like pivot by, group by, but here we can take the advantage directly when we are using Power Query in your Power BI. So this is it with this example. So I have covered what? I have covered multiple example. I have showed you unpivot data from the pivot table. I have shown you the splitting of data into row form. I have shown you that you can split your data from the lowercase character to the uppercase character. These three things are not easily available in your Excel file or in other software, which is only and only available in Power Query. Now let me show you one or two more feature which is only available in Power Query part, not in Excel file, not in Power BI. And here we have, so let me just show you. And I have already discussed this. Load means loading data to the Power BI, loading data to the Excel file. Transform means transformation data through the Power Query, either in Excel or in Power BI. So this is the Power Query editor. I have already cleared it. And here we have date tools. I have already shown you how we can take the advantage of date tools. Now let me show you one more thing in the date tools. So if I'm going to open my transform data once again, and you can see my calendar lookup. Now you will see in the date tools, here we have quarters also, start of the quarters, end of the quarters, week of the year, start of the week. This feature was not available without any formula in Excel. So we need to use advanced Excel or AI for that. So that's how we can take the advantage of this one more feature which is easily available in your Power Query, not available in Excel directly in the GUI, graphical user interface, but we can do the same activity by using some functions like EO month and weekdays, network days, whatever. But here we can simply click on this and it will easily convert that data into that shape. So this feature is available in Power Query. Let me close this. And if you will see the main point to create a dashboard, which is the meaningful data, is transformation of data. Transformation can be done through two parts, either through Power Query or through DAX. So here I am going to discuss the text tools. In the text tools, what we can do, we can split our text. Like I have splitted my name into two parts, my email ID into two parts by using delimiter, by number of character you can do that. In the Excel file, we need to use left, right, mid. Here we can simply put the numbers of the character. Let's say I want to split 7 character from the starting. So I can do that by position. We can do that by lowercase to uppercase, digit to non-digit means. Let's say here we have number and after that we have some text. So we can split that data in Power Query once again. We can convert our data into some more thing, like we can simply convert it into lowercase data to the uppercase, proper case to the lowercase. We can even capitalize each word, which is as same as your proper function. Trim function is available in Excel file. Here we can simply click on this trim and it will do the same activity. And here we have some more function, which is text after, text before. So all function are available in Excel file, but here we need to simply click on that and it is available in graphical user interface. So this is the difference between Excel and Power Query. It allow me to do the same activity by using graphical user interface. Now we need to understand the number tools, how Power Query can take you, can give you the advantage with the number tools. So Power Query can allow you to do the sum, add, absolute value, round down, round up. Let's say here we have numbers in the data. Let me show you how we have let me show you some data over here is let's say here we have product lookup. So you can see here is my data, product cost, product price. Let me just round this data. So I'm going to load this data into Power BI once again. Get data from text and CSV, load, open. Again, I'm not going to load the data because I want to show you the showcase in Power Query. Again, I'm clicking this transform. Transform is the synonym. So my data has been loaded. Now, what I want to do, I want to round off this product cost to the upper value, to the nearest value, to the round down. So here we have a transform, and you can see this time this option is activated because we are on the number. 1, 2 means you can see 1, 2 means integers. 1, 2 means integers. Here we have decimals also, and here we have rounding. We can simply round up, round down, and round. If I'm going to click on round, so my first one will become 101, second one 52, third is 40, 40. If I'm going to click on this round up, first will become 101, 52, 41. Upper round up will be done from this. So I'm clicking on this round, and you will see every number is rounded to the decimal place. So let's say 0. And here we are done. So rounding off has been done, and this is very simple part in your Power Query. Now let me just talk about some more use cases over here. Now here I'm going to talk about some special feature of your Power Query, which is also available in your Excel file. Why we are dealing with the Power Query? Because in Power Query, when we are connected with the SAP software or any software, we don't have any transformation tool. We have only two transformation tools. First is text, second is Power Query. If we don't know these tools, we can't find out any result from the data, and we can't put that data into dashboard. See, whenever we are dealing with the dashboard, let's say I'm here, line chart is not making line chart making is not as much as difficult, but how to find out the data, how to process the data, that is the difficult part. So this is we need to understand over here. Only two transformation tool is available in Power BI. Now let me show you some more use cases over here of the Power Query. Here we have index column. Let's say I am on the Power Query editor once again. Here is the Power Query editor. Now you will see here we have add columns, and this feature is available in this Power Query. So here we have add column, index column. So I'm going to add my index column here. So index column, index. Now index means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 serial number column. Now, how do you want to add your index number? You want to start from the 0, you want to start from the 1, or do you want to start from the any custom number? So it is asking me starting, index, and increment. Let's say I want to start from the 20 and increment by 2. So it will start 20, 22, 24, 26, and so on. But I don't want that. I can simply put a serial number directly from 1 to n. So 1 to n, and you can see my index is here. I can simply move my index from here to anywhere, and you can see my index is moved. So my index column is now here. So I need to move this manually. We don't have any right click option here. We can't move from this right click option. Even you will see move left, right, and beginning here. Just 4 options we have available in this. We can't simply put let's say cut and paste. We can't do that here. We can simply, let's say if I want to move this to the beginning, we have only 4 options: beginning, and right, and left. So we can simply choose these options, but cut and paste is not available here to the beginning, and you will see indexes in the beginning now, and it is as same as your product key. Now I'm going to add some more things here. Let's say here I'm going to deal with this data, which is product lookup. So I am not rounding off this data. I'm undoing this, crossing this, and you will see this was my cost. Even I don't need this round off. This was my cost. This was my product price. Now I want to calculate the profit directly in Excel. It is very simple. We are simply calculating profit price minus product cost. But in Power Query, it is again as very simple. What we can do, we can simply add this custom column. Custom columns mean you can put any formula here now. So custom column. So here we have custom, and we can put any name to the custom column. Let's say profit. So now what is the formula for that? Income minus expense. So here we have price minus cost. So we need to double click on these 2 columns. So double click here and double click here and subtract by minus sign and click OK. And you will see custom column is here, profit. And you will see the raw data. This custom column will not be there because in the Power Query tab, the transformation tool is only available here. If let's say this product cost is updated and its product price is updated next time, the profit will update automatically by simply pressing refresh key. Here we have column by examples also. Let's say I have shown you the use case of this email ID. Let's say here I want to this time split this product type. So here we have equipment, widgets, gadget, tool, accessories, and so on. I don't want to. I want to keep this A, B, C, D, and so on. What I want to do, I want to simply keep the product type, which is equipment, gadget, tools, and so on. So here I can do that by using column by example. Column by example is as same as your flash fill. So here I'm going to add my column by example. So it is asking me which column, on which column you want to apply your column by example. Do you want to apply on the all columns? No. Which column you want to apply? Here I want to apply on the product name. So simply select this product name, and from selection, and you will see the column is automatically enabled. From the that column, I need to simply write this equipment. I need to fill my first one, and it will automatically drag and drop to the next row. Click OK. So here is the product type, automatically split it out from the your product name. So we can simply rewrite the column name also. Here we have rename the column name. Here we have rename, and we can simply choose this product type. Now what I want to make a group. Let's say what I want to check in the equipment, how much profit I have earned, like sum if. So in the equipment, I need to add all the equipments. In the widget, I need to add all the widgets. In the gadget, I need to add all the gadgets. I can do the same activity by using Power Query. How? Here we have group by option in the Power Query, which is as same as your group by function of the Excel file. Just click on this transform. And here we have group by. So now it is asking me, do you want to do the group basic or advanced? So I'm simply selecting the basic now. Here I'm going to choose the product type, and what I want the sum of profits. So this would be my column name, new column name, because I want to I want to do the summation of all the profits into product type. And what do you want? I want sum, and here I'm going to do the summation of product profit, and okay. Now this data will load from that data to here, and you will see my raw file, my customer lookup. Sorry, that file is not customer lookup, product lookup. So this is my product lookup, and this file is looking like this, but this file is not showing the profit product type. But in Power Query, we have easily fetch out the data from there to here. Now we can load this data into Power Query, and you can also presume we have created this data from the SAP software directly, and we can simply use this into a matrix form, and we can simply create a dashboard. Let me show you how. So close this and close and apply. So here all changes have been applied, and you can see product lookup. So this time only we have two columns, product type. Let me just delete this matrix, add a new matrix. Product type is here and profit is here. Sorry, we need to add this into values. That's how it is looking. Now let me just show you the slicer part also. Let's say I am adding a slicer. See, if we are connecting both the database using relationship, let's say here we have one data, and here we have second data, and here we have third data. Let's say here I am going to connect this data from this one, but I can't do that because these two columns are not available in any of the data. So I can't connect the data. And if we are connecting this data from this one, so we can choose any data from any file. Let's say I want to create a matrix. One column should be from here. One column should be from here. It means I need to link the data. How can I link that? I need to simply go to this relationship mode view. And here we need to simply click on this. Let's say I want to connect this date of birth. Let's say I want to connect this name, split data. Here we have first name to the name. And it is showing many to one relationship. both name are interconnected, and click save. So that's how we can create a link from these two files. Now, next time, whenever we are dealing with the visualization part, it means we need to choose one column from here and second column from here. That's how we can create a dashboard from this. Now, still we are on the Power Query. Power Query is very, very wide topic if we are dealing with the M code. Now, let's talk about some Chat GPT model here, how we can take the advantage of Power Query and Chat GPT, and we can put that thing into Power BI. Now, let's talk about that also. So, here is my Excel file. So, let's say here is the dates, and here is the start date. We can also call it as particulars, and here we have end date. Now, I want to tell you is I can take the advantage of Power Query by using Chat GPT also. Let's say I don't know the transformation. I don't know the Power Query. I don't know the Excel. I don't know the Power BI. How I can do the transformation using Power Query? Just asking the question from Chat GPT. So I'm not talking about Copilot because Copilot is paid. Chat GPT is free. So even the cost of Chat GPT is lower nowadays, 400 in a month. So we can simply take the advantage of this Chat GPT and we can simply ask a prompt and we can put that thing into Power Query. Our result will get out. So simply just here we have start date. Let's say dates. So start date is 1st January 2019 and let's say end date is today. Okay. Now I want to load this file into Power BI. Let's say here we have folder. Now I'm going to save this file here. So I'm saying it as dates, or we can call it as period file. So now what I want from the Power Query is, let's say here we have first date, here we have second date. I want to spell out every date. Means I want to split this range. So my split range would be like this: 1st January 2019, 2nd January 2019, up to the 5th September 2025. Let's say someone has updated this date. Someone is updating this date to 25 to 19. So next time this date will show me only 5 rows. So that's how, sorry, not four, no 5 rows because there are not 5 days in between these two. So there are again less number of rows from the 25. So that's how we are going to take the advantage of this example by using ChatGPT. Now I don't know the graphical user interface. I don't know how we can do that in the Power Query. So let me just load this data and I will show you how we can do that. So close this and I'm going to load this into Power BI. So here we have Excel get data from the Excel workbook. So here we have period file open. Now I don't know how to spell out each date. I'm going to simply take the advantage of this Chat GPT model. So here is sheet 1. Here it is. Just click on this and transform data. Now the problem is with the columns. So I don't need these 2 columns. I can remove that. Now I want to spread out these 2 dates. And if you will see the advanced editor, just go to the advanced editor in the home tab. This is the data and I can simply copy this. Now here on the chatgpt.com, I am going to paste that code. Now I want to expand my dates as list. Give me Power Query code to for the same. I have simply written a simple plain language, which is I want to expand my deeds as list and give me Power Query code for the same. So I'm going to where my code existing code is this, and my data is looking like so as attachment. Because why I'm attaching my data as photo, because data type and column name is very important thing in Power Query. So I'm going to upload that data also. So here I'm going to take a snapshot of this. Here it is. Now I'm going to upload that data into ChatGPT. Here we have in the pictures screenshot. Here we have our screenshot open. So I want to expand my date as list. If you want to expand this into further prompt, you can simply write let's say 1 2 3 4 and up to 5. So it will simply give that answer. So upload this. Now it will update my M code for this advanced editor based on this data. If your data is long, so what you need to do, you can simply give first two rows or first two columns, whatever the case may be. It's what is the purpose of this image? Just to explain the data type and the column format to the chat GPT, nothing else. So here is the M code. A big M code is here. Now I can simply paste this M code to my chat, my Power Query. I am going to simply replace this to this. No syntax error have been detected. Done. And you can see easily by using chat GPT, my data has been converted from that data to my data is so long and it is still not loaded because limit of 1000 value has been reached. In Power Query, you can see the first 1000 value. Click OK, and we can simply close and apply. Apply changes. Sometimes it does not close and load. We need to simply close it and apply from the front end, and you will see my data not here. Here, my dates are here, and what my original data was just only 2 dates. It is automatically spending, and how we are take the advantage of that? Simply using chat GPT. So this is again one more feature we can use by using AI. Now I'm going to show you conditional columns, then we are going to deal with the more relevant part of this Power Query, which is not available in any other model. Now conditional columns is as same as your if function. Let's say here I'm going to deal with my Power Query once again, transform data. So you will see here we have, let's say here is the salary. Now what I want to calculate the bonus. So let's say I want to add a new column, bonus or no bonus. If the salary is greater than 5,000, I will give as bonus. Or if the salary is less than 5,000, I will simply say there is no bonus. So again, it is an example of if function. We can simply do that by using Excel. But again, you will tell, sir, we can use the Excel file. Again, I'm saying we are not using Excel file in the in the backend. Our system is connected, our Power BI is connected with this SAP software. So in that case, we can't take the advantage of Excel. We need to take take the advantage of only Power BI. So that's how I'm dealing with the Power Query. So again, I'm going to add a new column add, and you will see we have already seen this. Now in this, now we are going to add a new conditional column. So this time I'm adding conditional column, and here is let's say bonus or no bonus, no bonus. So column name would be salary is greater than, you can see, say, applying a function is very easy here. So greater than 5,000, then I will call it as bonus. Otherwise, no bonus. So no bonus, click OK. And you can see no bonus, no bonus, because the salary is greater than 5,000. That's why it is a bonus. Salary is greater than 5,000, bonus, and so on. So that's how we can add conditional column. Even we can add conditional column by using multiple criterias. You can see here we have add clause option. We can add multiple ifs in it. So this is again one more feature in Power Query, which is available in the backend. Now let me show you some more data, and let me show you two more most relevant part of this Power Query. And you will see this is a sales data 2020. Let me just open this. Sales data 2020. And here we have how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 columns we have. And again, I am presuming, let's say, what I'm presuming is, let's say this as a January sales, or this is a sales of 2020 is providing from the SAP software. And the second report is 2021. Column are again same, because whenever we are dealing with the software, columns are always customized, columns are always same. So here we have 2021 report. Again, the same column is here. Now what I want to compile all the report into one single file, and I want to make this sales as a one file. Total sales, we will call that file. So I'm going to concatenate, I want to sum up all the files into one file. We will call it as total sales, this file. So how we can do that? This feature is available only and only if in your Excel file. Now before proceeding with this example, I want to show you one more example of Power Query which is not available in Excel file. Let me uh, let me just show you. If you will see, here is my desktop, and here we have this 3B folder. Now sometimes what client does, sometimes clients send me PDF files, not the Excel file. Now let me show you the PDF file. Here I have one PDF file, and which is as same as your 3B. Now what I want to compile some settings is there. What I want to compile every PDF, and I want to find out the total outward supplies. Means what I'm trying to say is, I am in the month of September. Let's say I am sitting on 29, and I want to check out the sales of my party, and I am simply asking, give me a sales data, and it is not giving the sales GST ID and password. What it is giving, it is simply giving you the PDF files, which is a 3B file. What you want to do, what you simply compile all the sales and sum up this taxable value from here to all the files. Means you will see here we have April month, here we have May month, here we have six files. It may also be possible that we have multiple states. It may also be possible that we have multiple months. So we can compile those files, those PDF files from the Power Query. We can't do that from the Excel. We can't do that from the Dex. Even we can't do the same activity using Chat GPT, but we have that feature in our Power Query. How we can do that? Simply copy the link of that folder, and you will see here we have on the home tab. Just close and load this. So in the Power BI editor, here we have get data and more options. Here we can simply load our folder, because in folder there are multiple PDF file. If there would be one PDF file, I will choose this PDF. If we have multiple PDF file, then I will choose folder. If we have multiple Excel file, we will choose this folder. Click this folder, connect, and it is asking me folder path. Let me just paste it. Okay. And here we have all the files. Just load this, or we can just if we are going to load this, so this file is going to load in the Power BI. It does not make any sense. We want what we want. We want to transform our data. So combine and transform data. See, this time we are not clicking on transform. This time we are clicking on combine and transform. It means combine all the files, then transform the data. So here is, you can see table 1, table 2. Now how it is calculating table, let me just show you the PDF once again. So you will see in the first page, here we have 4 tables, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 tables we have. And in the Power Query, here we have 9 tables. And how many pages we have? In the GSTR3, here we have 3 pages. Now I have changed the client name and the GST number because of the ethics. Now I can simply fetch out this the third one, because I want to let's check. I want to check the sales only. So simply I am clicking on this table 3. Click OK. And you will see it has concatenated all the files. Now what you want? I want to filter out only the taxable values. Click here, and here is the data of all the taxable values. Because my all 3Bs are nil, so that's why it is showing 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. If there would be any value, so the value will automatically get updated. Now I can simply close and load the PDF files into Power BI, or in the Excel file. I can concatenate that using Power Query. This feature is only and only available in Power Query. Apply changes. Now you can see Power BI is taking some time because of the data size, but still the time taking by the Power BI is less than the performance time of your Excel file. You will see the your 3B data is here, and you will see my 3B data is here. I can use the 3B data in the dashboard in Power BI. So this is again feature of Power BI. Now let me show you the previous example which I'm talking about. I want to concatenate sales 2020, 21, 22 in one single file. How we can do that? Whenever we are dealing with concatenating one file below to the other file, we are calling it as append queries. You will see in the Power Query, here we have transform tab. Now you will see here in the transform in the home tab, sorry. Here we have merge and append queries. Now, if you want to concatenate your data vertically, means one data below to the another data below to the another data, so that's we call it as append query. Now let me just load all the files into this Power Query editor, and I will tell you how we can use this append queries. Now let me just load this. We can load the data into Power Query directly, even without opening Power BI. How we can do that? In the home tab, here new source, and here we have text and CSV. I'm going to load my first data, which is 2020. Open. Click OK. And you can see it is 2020 data. Now I'm going to load the second one, text and CSV 2021. Okay. Now here I'm going to load the third one, 2022. Okay. Now all 3 years have been loaded. We don't need to even load this. This work is related to IT department. So SAP integration is the role of IT department. What is the role of us? We need to simply append the query and make the dashboard. So I can simply concatenate these three files into one. How? By using append query, simply click on this append queries. Now it is asking me two tables, three tables or more. And you will see here we have two options, append queries and append queries in news. Means you want to create a new table, or you want to append this 2022, 2021, 2020. My cursor is on 2022. So it is going to append my sales data 2022. So here I'm going to append the sales data 2022. So now this file will contain all the sales from different years. So here I'm going to click on, let's say here we have, if we have two tables, 2020 and 2021, then I'm going to click on these two tables. If we have multiple tables, then I'm going to click on this three or more tables, and I can simply click on this 2020 add, 2021 add, and you will see three files are here. Click OK, and my data has been appended. You will see here we have sales data 2020 also. 2020, 2021 is here. In the file where 2022, I can rename this total sales. Now I can load this data into Power BI, close. And you will see here we have total sales and sales data 2020, 2021. There is no sales data of 2022 because we have renamed it. And if you don't want to see these two data into our your report view, you can hide this from this I button. Just click on this, and this data has been hide, and click on this, and you will see in the dashboard those two data are not here in report view. So this is again one more benefit in Power Query. Even in the Power Query, whenever we are dealing with append, let's say here we have zigzag columns. Let's say A, B, C, D in the one file, and in the second file A, C, B, D. So append is going to take care of the column name, and it is going to append your data into one file by checking every single column into that file. But I am presuming because whenever we are dealing with any kind of software, Tele, SAP, Oracle, so it means every time software will provide a single report. So that's how this feature will allow you to compile all the file into one. So now I'm going to talk about one last thing of this Power Query, which is merge queries, which is again an important topic. Append, what append does? Append compile one file to the other file to the other one file to the below to the other file. But merge, what merge do? Merge is as same as your VLOOKUP. Let's say here we have customers. Or let me just talk about the sales data 2020. Here we have sales data 2020 and here we have customer key. Now I want to put a VLOOKUP on this customer key and fetch out all the data related to customers. And you will see here we have customer data. Now, here's the customer key. I can simply put VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP or whatever the case may be. So I want to simply fetch out all the rest of the detail in that file as a new column. Now, whenever we are compiling data row wise, it means we are using append. Now, whenever we are compiling our data in the columnar form, it means we are using merge. So merge means concatenating data into columnar form. Merge is as same as your VLOOKUP, but the difference between these two is it generally pull out all the data from that file. It means if I'm linking the customer file in the both the files, what will happen in that case? It will fetch out all the columns. We can remove other columns later on, but it will fetch out all the columns in one shot. Let me show you how. Customer lookup. First file is customer lookup and second file is sales data 2020. So we want to concatenate these two files, but this time we want to concatenate this horizontally. So here we have our sales data 2020. We don't want to hide this. We want to unhide this. So simply click on this I once again. So this data is again available in the report view. Now what we want to concatenate this. Again, I'm going to open the Power Query Editor, transform data. So you will see this is my customer lookup. Here we have ID and here we have sales data 2020. Now I want to fetch out all the detail from the customer file based on this customer key. So here I'm going to click on this merge query. And again, it is asking me merge query and new, or do you want to change this original file? Again, I'm changing this original file. So merge queries. Now here we have merge query and first file is sales data 2020. Second file is customer lookup. And we need to connect this columns customer key and customer key. Now the main and very, very important is this left outer join. I will tell you what is left outer join is. Let's say I'm simply clicking on this left outer join even without selecting other options. So here I'm simply selecting left outer join and click OK. You will see it is automatically fetching out a table, and you will see here we have expand option. I need to click on this arrow key because you can see this option is like this. It means we can expand in both the dimensions. So just click on this and OK, and you will see all data have been added. In the first customer key, there is no transaction, even means this key is not there in your master file. And you will see the second file is 101 1001 and which is Vikal Jain, and you can see the name is here Vikal Jain. It means my file has been merged. Now let me just talk about this merge and means left outer join. What does the mean of this left outer join? So here we can understand those example by using this graph. Let's say, right? So let's say this is my transaction file and this is my master file. So let's say if ID is, if I'm talking about left outer join, let's say if my transaction file ID is some ID is common there. So whenever I'm selecting this left outer join, it means it is going to fetch out all the IDs from the transaction file and not from the master file. So if there is extra transaction, extra masters is there. Let's say in my transaction file there are, let's say only 5 customers, and in my master file there may be 20 customers. So it's going to compare only the 5. It is going to fetch out only the 5. So that is the left outer join. And if a right outer join is a vice versa, so it is going to compare the 20, not the 5. So it is going to fetch out the data of A, D, F, G here. And here we have full outer join. Let's say I want to check out all the transaction, all the masters. I want to combine both the files together. So we can take the full outer join A, B, C, D, A, D, F, G. So it will become A, B, C, D, F, G. 6 transactions would be there. If I'm talking about interjoin, it means, sorry, inner join, it means we want a common data. Let's say in my transaction file there are 5 customers, 2 are not available in the master files, and again in the master file there are 20 customers, 3 are common, rest are not available. So it is going to fetch out only the 3 transactions from this inner join. And left anti-join means it is going to fetch out the transaction which is not common. Let's say there are 5 transactions with the customers, 2 are not common, so it is going to fetch out only those 2 transactions. And right anti-join is a vice versa of your left anti-join. So that's how merge is going to perform in Power Query. It is very versatile topic because it can connect 2 files simultaneously in any software. So it can connect your master file and transaction file in any software. It is going to fetch out the data from both the files simultaneously. It is a very powerful tools in this Power Query. So this is our Power Query. So that's how we are going to sum up this Power Query. Let me just go through with this PPT, and we can simply so we have covered this pivot and unpivot. Power Query can unpivot your data, while Excel can pivot table your data. So column profile is one more thing I want to tell you, which is, let's say sometimes we are connecting our any software or our software with the Power Query, and some data may have errors. Let's say some transaction may be not recorded correctly, or I want to find out those transaction. I want to find out whether my data is loaded truly or not. So I can simply connect. I can simply check the column profiles. How we can do that? Just go to the view options, and here we have column profile. So you can see column profile is looking like this. So count, there are only 1000 transactions. Empty is 1 transaction. Distinct is 370. Unique is 90. So there are 90 customers only. And if you are going to discuss about this column quality, so it is showing me there is no error in any column. There is empty one less than 1%, and so on. So that's how is your that how your column quality and column profile is going to perform. So we have discussed the column by example. Over here, we have discussed how to promote your headers. Simply, if let's say your Power Query is not fetching your data as header, your header as header, so we can promote that header by using use first row as headers. So I have told you merge and append. Append means concatenating your data into vertical form, one data below to the another data, second data below to the third data. And merge means VLOOKUP, concatenating both the files into the horizontal form. It is going to fetch all the data from the dat file. So this is the merge and append. And of course, we have discussed the advanced editor, advanced guide. Even we have dealt with the chat GPT example in it, how we can take the advantage of advanced editor. We can connect our tele software. We can connect our SAP, Oracle, PowerPoint, or anything. And here I have write the pros, Power Query pros, with compared to your Excel. With these 3 are not available in Excel file. Unpivot not available. Split data into rows, that was a good example, which is easily not available into our row Excel file. And here we have the last one is build once and refresh. Means once make, and we can take the advantage forever. simply connecting our software. This is the Power Query basics using graphical user interface. So any doubt related to Power Query may be asked here.